Happy fall! This is Miss Ann for Tween and Teen Cooking to Go. We are doing a seasonal favorite, which is pumpkin for fall. Today we are making pumpkin snickerdoodles. You will need 1/4 cup of granulated white sugar plus 2 tablespoons, a 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, a 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, 1 stick of softened butter, 1 egg, 1/8 of a cup of milk. For the topping, you will need 3 tablespoons of white granulated sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 3/4 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. You'll need 2 medium-sized bowls, a mixing spoon, an oven, parchment paper, baking tray, hot pads or oven mitts, and a cooling rack. So let's get cooking. Using a medium-sized bowl, sift together the flour, baking soda, baking powder, 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, and cream of tartar, and you set aside. So I don't have quite large enough bowl, but we're going to make this work. To sift your dry ingredients, this is a sifter. It's pretty cool. It's very vintage. And you can see it has a mesh screen. Then it has like a metal, like a ball type that you just churn it and it moves it so it falls through the screen. But you can use anything that has this mesh screen, because if you don't have a little metal thing in it, you can just gently move it back and forth to get it to fall through. So we're going to put that in there so we can add our ingredients. So we need 2 cups of flour. Here's 1. And all it does when you sift your dried ingredients, it just makes it fluffier. There's 2. Puts more air in it, so it's not packed like when you get it out of a bag. Half teaspoon of baking soda. There's a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Half teaspoon of baking powder here. And I'll make the cookies rise. 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. This gives it the pumpkin pie flavor without the pumpkin. Pumpkin pie spice has cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, allspice, and some things to make it so it doesn't stick. So you can see how we have everything in there. It's ready to go. I'm going to be gentle with this so I don't make a mess because I don't have a large enough bowl. You can see it falling through. And if you don't have this cool little contraption here and you just have the screen, just do this. You can do gently back and forth, up and down will make it fall through. Light, fluffy, and has air in it. And I'm not making too much of a mess. Ha! See, I got it all out. So we need 1 stick of softened butter. My butter is really soft. I left it out overnight. Half cup of packed brown sugar. See how it's packed in there? You don't want it loose like you do the white granulated sugar. So 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar plus 2 tablespoons. One, 2. So we're going to mix this up, and they call it creaming. You cream all 3 ingredients. I'm going to scrape the butter off because we want it mixed in there. So we're going to add vanilla. A 1/2 teaspoon. One egg. Make sure your hands are clean before you start, and after you crack the egg, make sure you wash your hands. Because I always get a little bit of raw egg on my fingers. So the next ingredient you need is 1/8 cup of milk, which is a 1/2 of 1/4 of a cup. And you can see how it's marked. It says 1/8 and my 1/4 of a cup. So let's go ahead and mix this all up. Looks good. So go ahead and start adding your dry ingredients. I just do a little bit at a time. So I don't make such a mess like I just did. So go ahead and mix it up really good. Okay, I have it mixed up really well. You just want to keep incorporating all of the dry mixture in it. And as long as your hands are clean, you might want to like dig into it to get it all in. So once it's done, you're going to cover your bowl, or you can put it in wax paper or a Ziploc bag. That's what I'm going to do. So we're going to do that. And then you're going to chill it at least for 2 hours. You can chill it up to 24 hours. So you just want the dough cold. So we're going to go ahead and put it in there. And stick it in the refrigerator. So the next step is that you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You're going to mix cinnamon, pumpkin pie spice, and sugar in a small bowl. So we need 3 tablespoons of sugar. There's 1, 2, 3, a half teaspoon of cinnamon, and 3/4 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. So that'll be 3 of the 1/4. 1, whoops, making a mess. 2, 3. So go ahead and stir that up. Looks good. We're going to set that aside. Line your baking sheet with parchment paper so your cookies don't stick to your cookie sheet and it doesn't make such a mess. So now I have my cookie dough. We're going to do it like this. You want to make 1-inch balls of cookie dough. I have a cookie scoop. It's a good idea to leave your cookie dough out for maybe 15 minutes so it'll soften up. I'm going to go ahead and make it round. Roll it in your sugar mixture. You want to space your cookie dough balls probably 2 to 3 inches apart. See how I'm packing it because it's still a little bit too cold. You want to repeat this until you have your cookie sheet, have a bunch of cookie dough balls on your sheet. This is a smaller oven. It's like a toaster oven. It's a convection oven. So I'm thinking probably 3 across there. A regular oven, you can bake about a dozen at a time. Okay, we're going to go ahead and repeat that and get it full. So I have 5 on there so far. You know, and I did not show you this. I showed you how to pack your scoop because you want them 1-inch balls. what I do, I just roll it in my hand. Just like that. Then roll it in the sugar. Kind of have a feeling. We're going to leave it like this because I'm going to conduct an experiment because this is a new oven and this is a larger oven than the one I normally use here at the library. So we're going to try a row of 3 and then the row of 2 with the one in the middle and see how it works out. So you're going to bake these in your oven that's preheated to 350 degrees for 8 to 9 minutes. Go ahead and put them in. We're going to set the timer. And we're going to let them get happy. So I baked mine for about 9 minutes. All ovens are different and they're lightly browned. But I wanted to show you. I used the back of a spoon for these 4 and just flatten them just a little bit. These 2 I did not. And what I can also do, I can add one more cookie to that pan for next time. So you're going to go ahead and transfer these to your cooling rack and go ahead and finish the cookie dough that you have. So here are my pumpkin snickerdoodles. They look delicious. This recipe makes about 18 of them. It depends on the size of the dough balls that you use. So let's try one of these. Break it in half so you guys can see what it looks like. Very moist. Soft, it's moist, it's a little chewy. And I am a pumpkin fan and I love fall. So I'm going to give this recipe a thumbs up. It is delicious. Thank you for watching. Until next time.